isn't gonna just blow over. The Zerg won't stop until we're all dead.
Vengeance shall be mine.
The seven evils are one within me. I am Legion.
Stay a while and listen.
To ask why we fight is to ask why leaves fall.
You are not prepared.
Warcraft players, where you at? Starcraft players, where you at? Diablo players, where you at?
Hearthstone Season 2 is almost over. What goodies are coming in the Reaper of Souls box? And WoW shares some startling numbers. Welcome to BlizzPro's TwizzCast.
Disturbing hallucination. You're hearing voices.
Welcome to TwizzCast, everyone. We are here to share with you our experiences and news concerning all things under the Blizzard Entertainment logo, ranging from World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo. But don't let the introduction fool you. We are going to bring you all up to speed on Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm with all the news that's released about that. But who are we? Who are these crazy people dancing in these boxes around me? I will go ahead and introduce them. First and foremost, direct from North Dakota, she owned Illidan in Blackwing Lair, but it was a different story in Hearthstone. It's the lovely and talented Reb. Welcome back to the show, dear.
Loktar, Ogar, victory or death, my brothers. What's up?
I didn't know you spoke Spanish that fluently. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. This is cultural. I like it. So, and direct from Las Vegas, Nevada, he has created more grass in the StarCraft map editor than Snoop Doggy Dogg has ever sold. It's the Streamin' Demon Archon. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Thank you. Inside jokes. It's a reason to keep watching this show.
That's right. That's right. Otherwise, you won't be able to follow up. So, lastly, everybody, Hoda is not with us tonight, so we have Pinch hitting with us, one of the editors at BlizzPro.com and good friend of the show, direct from... Are you in Irvine? No. Where are you at?
No, I'm a couple hours north.
Okay, a couple hours north of Irvine, California. Mr. DJ Tyrant, welcome to the show, sir.
What's up, guys?
It's good to
you
have
guys
you.
should watch esports. More esports on this show.
We can. You know what? We can. I think you're right. I think you're right, and we're going to do that, especially with the position that Hearthstone is in.
That's what I'm here for.
Good game, dude. For all of
You're getting some feedback from chat here. It's with Black Temple and not Blackwing Lair.
Did I say Blackwing Lair?
You know what? Illidan,
yeah.
he heard that I was reading Blackwing Lair, and he was like, hey, what's up, girl? And I was like, look, dude, I'll get to you.
Black Temple. No. Oh, of all the things to screw up. Well, anyways.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. You know what? You can build a million bridges, but you do dirty things.
But Twizz won't know his lore.
That's right. Twizz doesn't know his lore. So, anyways, for those of you who are wondering, my name is Twizz. Hello, chat room. It's very good to see you. I run the Twisted Nation, and I'm in a love-hate relationship with Hearthstone right now. I love the game, but I hate the fact that I'm absolutely brutally terrible at it. So, anyways, just a reminder, guys. There are several ways that you can get your TwizzCast and Blizz Pro fix. We are available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. The RSS feed can be found at TwizzCast.com. The show notes and the episode for this episode and everything discussed in it can be found at TwizzCast and BlizzPro.com. And also, if you want to subscribe to our Twitch.tv channel, you'll get an email every time we go live. So you make sure you don't miss the show. So go on over to Twitch.tv/TwizzCast, hit the follow button, and hopefully we'll be able to enlighten your Thursday nights. So, one last reminder, everybody. I post this show right after it's done recording. So Friday morning, it is available for you to download on your way to work to start your weekend off right. So I always keep mentioning that because some people are asking, when's your show up and stuff like that. And it's like, it's up right now, man. It's up right now. Go get it. So lastly, for those of you guys who are interested, podcast@blizzpro.com is our email address, and you guys can get a hold of me that way. So as always, we got a lot of ground to cover, small amount of time to do it in. So let's cover our week in gaming. Archon, I think there's some pretty big stuff going on here. Why don't you drop some knowledge on us? Tell us what's been going on with you the past week.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting week. Not as far as like me playing video games. We had some pretty exciting news, as Twizz knows. But as far as video games, I've been really into my map editor. Like Twizz said, making all the grass. Getting really good at growing that grass. I got to explain the inside joke. I don't just make grass on the map editor. It's just the map editor is actually a tool for making mods, like games. But Reb just imagined that I was just drawing grass
Not just grass, also grass and roads and possibly star trees.
And rocks. Justin Browder would be proud.
What are star trees?
I don't know.
Obviously they're trees made out of stars. Like, hello, kindergarten, Archon.
Starcraft, star trees.
Knowledge and
anyways, yeah. So I've been working. I'm super addicted to it. So I wish I had more time to play video games. Every other day, I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna log into WoW and make the character for some low level rating. But other things just keep coming up. But exciting enough, this was the first time that I got on stream and showed everyone my game on StarCraft. So it was really fun to be able to show everyone what I've been working on.
I'm glad you said that you were okay. I was worried how you were going to end that. I got on the stream and I showed everyone, and I was like, "Oh boy, where is this?"
StarCraft game. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll have that game done in a few months, and then I'm going to need some people to help me test it. Ooh. But I didn't get a whole lot of gaming in. Today, really exciting, I got these plaques from Extra Life, which is the charity that we raise money for on my stream, and they gave me one for me and one for our team, and so I think we're going to pick someone else on the team to give this to, so that we can have both of them hanging up, because I don't really need two, but that was really cool of Extra Life.
Oh yeah,
and,
man.
Yeah,
Dude,
it says presented to Archon the Wizard. Thank you for helping us raise over $4 million for the kids. Extra Life 2013.
How awesome is that, dude? That's a feel-good thing, man. Good for you, dude. Good for
really
you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really and Extra Life's an awesome charity. If you guys are ever looking at charities, they're all about video games. They help kids who are in children's hospitals around the world, but mostly in the U.S., by bringing them video games and other great stuff. And all the money goes straight to some of the top children's hospitals in the world. So
Absolutely right. Yep. As a gamer, like, if you are really like religious about your gaming and like that is your thing, and you are charitable, that is the cause for us gamers that we give to. So
yeah, really one of the best ones out there. Low admin costs. But yeah, on a semi-related note, or I'll explain why it's related. We all got nominated for, I think, best people in the world ever. Was that the award?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was it. Or it was that, or best stream of 2013.
that's right.
Yeah, that was one of the two. But yeah, both TwizzCast and my stream got nominated, and we were just talking before the show. Should I just say it now, Twiz? Or I don't know?
You know what? Yeah, go ahead and say what you're gonna do, and then I'll jump in on that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we were talking before the show, and we didn't expect the cash prize. We were just happy to be nominated, and so we thought, in the off chance that you guys actually voted for us and we did win, we'd just give the money to Extra Life, because it's an awesome charity, and we would just be grateful to win anyway. So we just came up with that idea like 30 minutes ago. Seemed like a good idea. So yeah, that would be really cool. A little extra money for Extra Life, because they could do a lot of good with that.
Yeah.
So
no, exactly, and that's one of the things. I mean, I've said it before on the stream and on the show and everything. Like, we're on episode 82 right now, and I don't ask for a penny. I don't want a penny. I don't want any money for this. I do this for fun. I do this just because I want to give to the community. And so if I'm in a position where I win money over something that I do like this, then that money goes to charity. So that's just how I roll. So, at that point in time, I get nothing for winning, and I'm okay with that. So that works for me. So Archon came up with that idea, and I was like, holy crap, dude, I'm all on board with that.
It's like an idea within an idea.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Well, it just got real in there. Yeah. That is our sound when somebody drops some serious knowledge, or the conversation just does one of these. You get the Inception button.
This is the best sound effect ever created. Hands down.
Oh man.
But yeah, so it was an exciting week for me, even though I didn't get to play a lot of video games. Hopefully I'll do some WoW rating this coming week, but still a awesome week. What about you, TJ Tyrant?
I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone, and I actually started playing a lot more StarCraft now that this patch is out. I mean, there's something about having the Brood War music in the game that really excites me. The whole nostalgia factor. And actually, right before we went live, I actually played some ladder, and it was a lot of fun. It's fun when you win. It's not so fun when you lose, but I won, so it was a lot of fun. And earlier this week, StarCraft Universe, the PCR came out for that, and I went and played with Zen Style, Shaw Happiness, and Elvine, and we got through the first two missions. They're kind of set up almost gladiator style right now, and there's a big boss at the end. So we got through two of them, and then we tried the third one, got wrecked, and then we were like, okay, that's enough for now. So we'll hopefully come back to it later on. But StarCraft Universe is awesome, and even if you don't own StarCraft, it's completely free. Go check it out. Go to StarCraft2.com. Get your starter edition account, and all the arcade games are free now. And if you ever played Brood War and played on Battle.net, you know there's tons of really cool games there. But yeah, it's been a lot of StarCraft for me. And
you know what? Just to piggyback on that a little bit, you know, I couldn't come out and say it last week because the interview hadn't been released or anything like that. But here's the basics of StarCraft Universe, okay? I know I've got a lot of World of Warcraft players that listen to this show, and they follow this stream and everything like that. If you're a raider in World of Warcraft, StarCraft Universe is right up your alley, okay? It doesn't have the world, it doesn't have the Azeroth that WoW does, but it is all raid encounters. And you constantly are killing bosses, smaller bosses that come in waves and stuff like that. You're upgrading your gear. You're getting minerals. You know, you're buying schematics. You're buying all sorts of stuff, and you are just raiding all the time. And they have some of the most crazy mechanics in the world that are, I mean, they're ingenious. So that is the basics of StarCraft Universe. But you can get in. I mean, you can get in all sort. I'll talk about it in my week in gaming, but
yeah, I mean, what we kind of noticed as we were playing, we're like, doesn't this feel like vanilla WoW a bit? I mean, you can't just AoE stuff down and just roll through it. You really have to choose your targets and be aware of the mechanics and everything. It's really great. Harkens back to definitely the vanilla WoW days, so it's really fun, and I definitely recommend checking it out. The controls are a little bit rough, but other than that, it's a very solid game for $0.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah.
Good deal. Anything else in your week in gaming there, Mr. Tyrant, sir?
Like I mentioned, Hearthstone, and a little bit of WoW PvP. I finally got around to playing PvP in Mists Pandaria and got to try out the two new battlegrounds, and they were fun. PvP is definitely a little more fun as a rogue. So
yeah.
It was fun. Hopefully I'll be able to play some more of that this week.
Cool.
But other than that, yeah, Hearthstone is just a weekly staple for me now. Every week I'm playing it.
Yep. Dude, I hear that. And I've got oodles to expand upon with that. So, but very cool, man. Well, good deal. How about you, Reb? What have you been up to, dear?
Well, I too played a little bit of the StarCraft universe, and I'll touch on it briefly. Like DJ Tyrant said, the controls take a little bit of getting used to, but it honestly was so fun. The graphics are pretty cool. It's like the game it's perfect, and it's just ready to just be seen. And I personally picked Protoss. I think I picked a Zealot. I think the coolest thing that I actually saw in in the mechanics and whatnot is that anybody can res. Your res has what, a 2-minute timer, a 1.5 minute timer? So
it was like 6 minutes, I think. It was a pretty big timer.
Yeah, it's longer than that.
What?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I don't remember mine being that long. I don't know. Maybe I spaced out and I was like actually playing the game for like 17 hours and I didn't realize it. And it kind of felt like, I don't know, 3 hours. Anywho, it was a lot of fun, and it was my first game playing in the StarCraft 2 arcade, so I think that was a cool introduction to all of the extra games that I can kind of get my hands on and play around with a little bit. As far as like WoW, did somebody say Thunder Fury Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Thunder Fury, I finally got my Thunder Fury on my rogue, so I'm not
Oh.
gonna use it because it's like a level 60 item, but it was really cool. I personally was not around in the vanilla days, and I didn't really understand the quest to actually go ahead and get your Thunder Fury, but something in me told me, hey, go to Molten Core and just work on your Hadraxian Waterlord's reputation, and it'll be another week down. And wouldn't you know it, the second binding dropped for me, and I was like, "Holy cow! I just got my second one." Well,
That makes me so mad.
I had saved the other one in my bank for it's probably been about a year now since I looted that one, and I was like, "Let's go ahead and see what I got to do." So I did a little research for the materials that I was actually going to need. I did have to wait a few days for my my lockout for Molten Core to reset so that I could actually go loot something from Ragnaros again. But honestly, it was just a matter of farming arcane crystals. You had to get 100 arcane crystals, and those are not easy to find. But, Moneybags McGee, Rebufleur, she kind of bought up a few from the auction house every so often, and it supplemented. But I was finally able to get my Thunder Fury, and I just thought it was really cool, because I have gotten my Fangs of the Father back in Cataclysm. I did get my legendary cloak, but this was just cool. It was neat. That's all I can say about it. So
I gotta say, I usually don't pick items in WoW based on how they look, but as someone who played in vanilla, I'm super jealous. I would love to have a Thunder Fury.
It's cool looking. The Thunder, it's cool looking. It has its own little style about
That's
it.
right. It's got a little bit of
A bit of the thunder from down under going on, gang.
that's what it's got right there.
That it does.
You're not able to transmog with Thunder Fury, are you?
No, you can't transmog the legendaries.
That's too
Sad
bad.
day. But it was cool. It was cool. I'm never gonna use it, but to actually have earned it and farmed up the materials, it was kind of an accomplishment. And speaking of accomplishments in WoW, my raid team, the weekend raid team, want to buy a tank. We are actually now 6 of 14 heroic in Siege of Orgrimmar.
Hey. Very nice. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, so we were able to get, what was our progression kills this past week? I think it was Heroic Shaw of Fear, or Shaw of Fear. What? Shaw of Pride. I'm going way back to Toes. I don't know what I'm thinking. Shaw of Pride, and then Iron Juggernaut. And Shaw of Pride is so much fun on Heroic. The first 2 tries or so, I was like, oh my god, at everything that I'm having to keep track of. But when you're the person who's selected to go play Pac-Man in the Shaw realm, it is so much fun. You have a little pattern that you have to run around on the floor. You have to eat up some stuff to heal yourself. You have to avoid stuff. You have to make a little pattern. It is so cool, and I hope that everyone gets the opportunity to witness this at some point. Even if you have to go back years later, do Shot of Pride on Heroic. It's fun, it's interesting, and it keeps you on your toes, but I loved it. Iron Juggernaut, he's just a big old chunk of iron. Cool fact, rogues can actually Cloak of Shadows, the Shock Pulse, and not be affected and not get kicked all the way down the field in front of the gates. So that's fun. Also, we got to General Nazgrim, and we were doing him on Heroic, and we got him to 4% before we had to call it a night. So we're right this close to being 7 of 14 heroic, and I say that's not bad.
No, that works. You got him next week, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely be 7 of 14 after this weekend. But that has been my very accomplishing week in gaming.
So.
How about you, Twiz? What have you been up to?
Well, I'll tell you what. Last week I talked about how had a rough go at it in Hearthstone. Had a real rough go at it. And this week was not any better at all. It was as a matter of fact, it went from bad to god awful. I'm pretty sure. But here's the thing: is I know I have good decks, but I'm still getting owned, which means one of two things: either A, I am not getting good RNG, or B, I'm a total crap player. One of the two. So I'm leaning towards the latter, but there's just that little piece of me that says, no, man, it's RNG. It's RNG. You did. Oh, you guy, you know.
It's hard.
So, but I
It's
think
always RNG.
it is. It always is. Yeah. But I think my biggest problem is that I don't use cards because I'm waiting for like the big old wombo combo, you know. And in the meantime, it allows my opponent to like wear me down and build a whole bunch of walls. And now it's like I have to spend my wombo combo, even if I even get to that point, on some stupid 9/8 taunt, you know.
Yeah.
So
I know how you feel. I catch that disease all the time.
yeah.
You want that combo so bad.
Yep.
You're willing to lose for it.
Yep.
It's
Exactly.
like a Dairy Queen combo #1. It's the burger and the fry with the drink. That combo.
Just like that.
Who goes to Dairy Queen for like regular food? You go there for ice cream.
Oh my
It's a legit question, I think.
Wow. So, anyways, back to Hearthstone. One of the things that's most annoying is I'm seeing an absolute crap ton of Hunter aggro decks. DJ Tyrant, you said that you played quite a bit of Hearthstone. Am I right? Are you seeing these too?
Yeah, definitely. A part of it is I blame Day9. He did a show last night about pretty much aggro Hunter decks. So, yeah, I definitely think we're going to see an uptick in aggro Hunter decks.
Yeah. It's just so annoying. It really is. Because, I mean, basically it's all sorts of charges and direct damage, and your hero ability is a guaranteed 2 to the face every time. So if you can't build up walls early enough in the game, you just get run over. So my advice is that if you're going to be playing against a Hunter, when you're choosing your opening hand, try and go for whatever taunts that you can get, because there's a good chance that that Hunter is an aggro deck that you're going to be facing. So there's a little heads up there. I played I bet you I played in the neighborhood of 25 Hunters, and maybe there was 2 or maybe 3 at the most that weren't aggro decks, and I think they kind of were aggro decks, but they screwed up the cards maybe, I don't know. But I don't know. But we did the Hearthstone Happy Hour this past week. We had 9ball and Kilroy co-host. JR was under the weather, and Zen Style left his purse somewhere and had to go get it, so he missed the show. So,
typical Zen style.
Typical Zen style.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah. But, like I said, we had 9ball, who is the Diablo 3 Blizz Pro website manager, and Kilroy. Kilroy is in the Twisted Nation. He's a good friend of the show, good fan of the show. He and his co-host, Epic Insanity, they did the Epic Questions podcast for quite a while. And what they've done is they were strictly into WoW, but they've changed, and now they have started the Frozen Nerds podcast. And I'm giving them a little plug because what they're doing is they are stepping away from just WoW and going into the all Blizzard games arena. And I took that step, and I think it's one of the best steps that I ever took, personally. So I want to give give that heads up. If you are a fan of Kilroy and Epic Insanity, check out the Frozen Nerds podcast. Episode 1 is already out, and I think episode 2 is coming out shortly. So, but I did, when I was playing with them on the Hearthstone Happy Hour, I crafted Jiraxis. And Jiraxis is the one of the Warlock legendaries. He's a 15 health character that replaces the Warlock and gives him an attack of 3. I also lose my life tap ability, but I can use that life tap ability for 2 mana to summon a 6/6 Infernal. So I've kind of secretly wanted him for a while, so I'm glad that I ponied up the cash, and it's to the point now where I have almost all the cards except for legendaries, so I can spend $20 on 15 packs from the Blizzard store and end up getting enough dust to craft a legendary. So I'm glad that I ponied up the money and did that. So he's pretty beast. When you see Jiraxis come out, it's like it's burn time. One of my first games was against a Warlock, and I was a Paladin. I played Repentance, which is a secret that makes it so the next character your opponent plays is is reduced to 1. I played Repentance. The next turn, the Warlock played Jiraxis. Oh,
So Traxxas came out, his health was immediately reduced to 1. He just GG'd
my
right
gosh.
there.
Dude.
I didn't know that worked. That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna work either. As soon as he came out, I was like, oh no, I'm screwed. Then all of a sudden, doom, health to 1.
Wow.
That taunt that he comes out with is it doesn't sound so menacing anymore after that.
Right?
You face Traxxas, I'm 1 health. Watch out.
I am coming at you with my cardboard armor. So, but you know what? One of the things that I noticed about the Hearthstone Happy Hour this past week was we ran into 3 AFK players, and no, it was not Nineball and Kilroy and myself. For 3 games, we had people who started the game and then just disappeared, and actually, sadly enough, for a while, that was the only way we ranked up. was from AFK wins.
A win's a win.
Right. A win's a win, I suppose. But, I mean, seriously, of all the games that I've played over the past week, 2 weeks, I've never ran into an AFK player, and then that night we had 3 of them. So, I guess the ultimate plan is to play Hearthstone on Monday nights, because that's when people are usually AFK, statistically speaking. So
There you go.
They're so busy trying to get their LFR done in the other window that they forget that they have Hearthstone open.
it's true. It's true. It happens. It'll slip away from you if you're not careful. But one of the good friends of the show and one of the founders of Twisted Empire, Clayton Shelmo, he and I got together and we play Hearthstone quite a bit and talk quite a bit about it. He and I build a deck. It's a Pally deck, and I called it Uncle Dutch. Okay, and when I first brought him on the stream, they were the co-hosts were like, Uncle Dutch, dude, why did you name your Pally deck Uncle Dutch? And I was like, okay, look, we used to have I had an uncle, and his nickname was Dutch, and we called him Uncle Dutch. Anyways, semi-relevant, but my dad would always tell stories about how when they would go out fishing, Uncle Dutch would hold up his fishing line, and he'd have like 14 different lures on the end of it. And it's like, what are you doing, and he's like, I'll either catch something on purpose or on accident, so and so that is when I looked at this deck that we came up with, like, it's just got everything. It's got like almost every legendary in there. It's got, whatever. So I call it Uncle Dutch because I'll either win on purpose or by accident. So, but here's one of the things that I did learn about Hearthstone is I was using the Geblin Mechatort card that comes from the Real Money transaction in the Hearthstone store. Basically, if you buy any packs from the Hearthstone store, you get this guy as a reward for testing the Blizzard transaction system. He's a 6/6 and costs 6, and he summons an awesome invention. Well, after he summoned an invention that healed a random character for 6, and that random character was my opponent, I took him out of my deck. But the funny thing is that I replaced him with Hogger, and I really like Hogger. Hogger's a 4/4 cost that costs 6. And at the end of every one of the turns, Hogger summons a 2/2 Null with Taunt. So this is something that I've been using. It's been pretty successful as far as getting past those Hunter aggro decks, because the more taunts you can throw out there, the better. And depending on what kind of deck you're running, this guy's an automatic taunt. So not only does your opponent have to burn through the 2/2 taunt, but he's got to burn through a 4/4 Hogger to get rid of all of it. That pretty much guarantees you a next turn, unless something big happens. But in other news, next week, BlizzPro Diablo site manager Nineball, that I talked about before, and myself will be sitting down with Blizzard Entertainment's very own Mickey Nielsen and Nate Kenyon, author of the upcoming Diablo book Storm of Light. We're going to be covering the book and interviewing them both, and there's also going to be a book giveaway. So be sure to check out the BlizzPro YouTube channel, particularly this video interview, to see how easy it is to enter and win a copy of this book. So
A good call there, Twiz, getting Nineball and not me for that interview, because that would have been a very embarrassing situation for me.
You and me both. You and me both. Yeah, we are not.
We would both just be sitting there having no idea what's going on in the Diablo lore for completely different reasons.
It's bad. Yeah, like right behind me here, I've got the book of Tyrael, and it's gorgeous. And you can actually read these books from start to finish without knowing anything prior, and they tell their own stories. So that's kind of what I'm gathering from the Storm of Light book. But we're just gonna have to see. Nineball is like deep into it right now, so it's gonna be an awesome interview. Mickey Nielsen is a phenomenal dude. great dude. He's been on the show before with the Bookaterial interview, and I'm looking forward to this. So it's going to be a standalone interview. It's not going to be a live thing. So it's going to be on the Blizz Pro YouTube channel as soon as it's done, and you guys can make sure you check that out. The other thing that we did release was the interview with Ryan Winzen, who is the lead developer at Upheaval Arts for StarCraft Universe. And that video is on the YouTube channel as well. So I talked a little bit about what StarCraft Universe is all about and what to expect there. But this video has over 27 in-game footage videos that have never been seen before, and it's a how to play the game interview. And we go from everything from how to find StarCraft Universe in the arcade to logging in, how to create your character, the options you have. What do you get when, okay, here I am, my very first 5 seconds in this game. What am I looking at? What is this, And we go through all of it. We talk about boss encounters. We talk about, gear upgrades, the different types of gear that you can get. And, he would throw some machines out there that I could jump in and tool around in and stuff like that. So there's amazing gameplay footage in there. Took me about 10 hours to build the video. So I did it right. Check it out. It's well worth it. Let's see here. You know what? I think that is going to do it for my week in gaming. What I'd like to do is get into our pro tip section, which is actually brought to you by Ask Mr. Robot. There's nothing like pushing your character to his or her fullest potential, and the best way to do that is through optimization. Ask Mr. Robot's going to set you up with all of the gemming, enchanting, reforging that you need to be successful, which is why I've tied this into our tip section. It's all about trying to be the best player that you can possibly be. So as always, I have a Hearthstone card combo to share with you guys, but first, is there any pro tips or anything that you guys want to share?
Yes!
I have, sorry, I can't stop laughing. I don't know what Reb was doing. She's been drinking or she's bored. I don't know, but it's hilarious. I have a failed pro tip that you guys can laugh at me about, if that sounds fun.
Yeah, do it.
So, as some of you guys might remember, like 3 weeks ago, I shared with you my StarCraft cheese pro tip. Cheese! I think that answered my question about Reb there. Alright, so, cheese-eat in StarCraft is where you use a strategy that takes very little skill, but works most of the time. Just very cheap ways to win. The last tip I shared with you was the Gateway Proxy Rush, where you just camp a gateway outside their base, and then they hate you. This one is the Photon Cannon Rush. Very popular. Anyone who plays StarCraft 2 knows of it, but if you don't play StarCraft 2 and you want to get into it, here's a good way to win a bunch of games that you shouldn't be winning. The idea behind the Photon Cannon Rush is you start off as Protoss. Take one of your starting probes and you send it into their base and you stealthily sneak into their base. Now, if they see you coming in, you've probably already failed. So you have to be very stealthy. You stick to the edges. You go back behind their base and you're going to build a photon cannon on the side. Now, there's two ways that you do this. Either you go way off to the side where they're never going to look unless they're a good player, but you just started playing, so you're not playing any good players. You're going to go way off to the side where they can't see you, and you build one photon cannon out of sight, and then the next photon cannon you build is right next to their mineral line. So they're going to see that one and come to attack it, but the one you already built is going to shoot them. They can't stop it. It comes up. Now it's attacking their harvesters on their mineral line, and it's GG for them. The other method is you build a photon cannon behind their mineral line. So they can see you right away, but if you can block yourself off back there, you'll get your photon cannons up before they can kill anything. And now, once you have photon cannons on their mineral line, it's GG. There's nothing they can do. They can't harvest minerals. They lose. Well, I was trying this today. It seemed easy enough. And I decided I would go with the old hidden in the side tactic because I didn't know if I could block myself off behind the mineral lines because I'm a Bronze League player myself. And here's where my failed pro tip comes in. I played against a Zerg player. Zerg is the hardest player to photon cannon
I know where
rush.
this is going already.
Well, by the time I got there, his creep had already started filling out past the Vespene Geyser. So I got my photon cannon in there. I got two of them. I got his Vespene Geyser down. He sent his drones in. I killed 3 or 4 drones. Everything was looking really good until I realized I couldn't get my photon cannons any closer to his base. He was now safe from my photon cannons, and I had built nothing. So I quickly built a bunch of photon cannons right at the exit of his base. I was like, well, if I'm not building anything, you're not leaving your base. I just blocked it off. and then immediately started building air units to try to go in because I figured he'd build air units to counter. Needless to say, I could tell he wasn't that good, and he still ended up trampling me. He got a bunch of Hydralisks, came in, killed my air, and that was GG. So, you might fail sometimes, especially if you suck like me. But Photon Cannon Rush is a legit way to cheese, and it's a lot easier than playing legit. So if you're new to StarCraft and you want to win easy matches that you shouldn't be winning, Photon Cannon Rush, another good way to go.
Wow. Well, this is the part where I shake my head like I understood anything you just said.
Indubitably.
Yes.
A follow-up on that, I would just be careful about doing that on 4-player maps, because you'll end up going to where they're not at, and you're like, oh, well, my strategy's completely shot.
Touche. Before you cheese, go to your map preferences. X off.
Get rid of the 4-player maps. Yeah.
Much less likely to get them at that point.
Make sure you have the cheese box unchecked.
Sure you are not lactose intolerant.
That's right. And remove all yogurt. Very good. So, Reb, did you say that you had a pro tip for this?
Yes.
Ooh, cool.
It is kind of a pro tip, but it's I'll just get right into it. If you want to get the Thunder Fury because you weren't around in vanilla and you weren't able to actually get it on your favorite character, a little bit of it is RNG. You're going to have to run Molten Core lots and lots and lots of times in order to loot both the left and the right bindings. But you can go ahead and say if you have like 5 minutes and you're off your lunch break and then you got to head back to work and you have a miner, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and start saving up your arcane crystals. And the way that you mine these up, they have a percentage to drop from mining thorium nodes. And if you go to Ungro Crater, you can fly all around the circle and just mine and mine and mine until your heart's all filled with wonderful thorium ore and arcane crystals. Not galore. But yeah, go ahead and start saving up those arcane crystals. And the thorium ore that you get, if you have someone that, or one of your tunes that can smelt it, selling that ore or selling the bars in stacks of 5, it still sells. Like, I was completely surprised. I had hundreds and hundreds of ore from trying to mine up the 100 arcane crystals, and when I converted it all into bars, all of them sold. Extra gold, GG, Moneybags McGee.
Okay.
The second thing that you're going to want is you're going to want an alchemist, preferably yours, preferably a transmutation master, so they can just go ahead and make all your arcanite bars from those arcane crystals. Also, you're going to need elementium ingots. I highly recommend, like, while you're farming molten core for your RNG to drop the left and the right bindings, you go ahead and run Blackwing Lair every week as well, so you can get up to those 10 elementium ingots, and those are very rare as well. You're going to have some RNG for that, but once you get 10, go ahead and save that up. The 10 fiery core that you need for the Thunder Fury, you can get that in one run of molten core. It's GG. For your 30 elemental flux. It's getting stuck in there. Elemental flux. You can just buy those from a vendor, so you really don't need to concern yourself with it. But yeah, go ahead and collect those 100 arcane crystals, those 10 elementium ingots, and then those 10 fiery core whenever you run just one run of molten core. Go ahead and save it up in your bank so that when your left and your right bindings drop and you're ready to start the quest, you have it all. You can complete it like the next week. It's easy and good going.
Wow. Very nice. Wow. I feel so cheap after what I'm going to say. I mean, yeah.
Is it half fun?
Yours is like way in depth. Holy buckets. All right. Well, I'll give it a whirl since Reb stole a show. So, kidding. So, as always, everybody knows I give a Hearthstone card combo of the week. Just so everybody knows, I've started putting these on TwizzCast.com. So, right after the show is over with, you guys can go to TwizzCast.com. You'll see a little link at the top that says Hearthstone card combos, and it has everything verbatim on there from the show, as well as the pictures of the cards and everything like that. So you can go back and check it out if it's something you want to use. So this week I'm going to cover some extra board clearing abilities you can get in the Pally deck. Every class has some sort of AoE damage that can possibly be buffed for a board clear. As a rogue, you could drop a Blood Mage Thalnos, give you the extra spell damage, and fan and knives your opponent's minions, assuming that you have a weapon equipped, of course. Shaman have Lightning Storm, and for classes like Warlocks, they have Twisting Nether, which simply dumps the entire board and everyone starts from scratch. Ultimately, this is the cheapest guaranteed board clear in the entire game, or at least that I've found. We've all been in those situations where you're stuck with your opponent having 4 or more minions on the board, and you just have enough mana to maybe take out 1 or 2 of them just in time to get your face pounded next turn. Well, if you're playing a Pally deck, I'd like to recommend that you have 2 of each of the following cards, okay? The cards that work really well together are the Wild Pyromancer and Equality. All right, Equality is very simple. It costs 2, and it changes the health of all minions to 1. It gets no easier than that, all right? The Wild Pyromancer is a 3/2 that costs 2, and if he's on the board, he'll do 1 damage to all enemies, including himself. I think you can see where I'm going with this. So here's how to use the card combo the most effectively. If your opponent's a rogue that drops a few Defias Ringleaders, or another class is dropping cards like Silverhand Knights or Dragonlane Mechanics, basically cards that summon more minions, it'll be very easy for them to clutter the board quickly. If they aren't doing that, but you're hitting turn 7 or 8 and they're really starting to drop some serious monsters, here is your fix. You lay down Wild Pyromancer first, then you play Equality. What happens is this. All minions, including the Pyromancer, have their health reduced to 1 because you just cast a spell. The Wild Pyromancer does 1 damage to all minions, and it's an instant board clear. So
Holy wow, Twiz.
Right?
You just blew my mind.
Right?
I've never seen that combo before.
Yep. Every once in a while, a little nugget of brilliance falls out of my brain. So if you're going to do this, okay, and you have minions that you can attack with already on the board, use them to go for the face because you're going to lose them, all right? Don't board clear without using your 8/8 giants that are sitting out there, like a certain someone I know named Twiz. In the end, okay, Consecration's good, but it's weak. It only does 2 damage, and when Ascension Shieldmaster gets dropped by your opponent on turn 4, sorry, Consecration doesn't cut it. So this is a good combo to sit on just in case things get really hairy or you have some aggressive cards that you're getting ready to play, and you basically just need to clear the path for them. So, but again, you lose all your minions, including the Wild Pyromancer that you drop down, but it's a clear board for 4 mana. So there's my little there's my little tip there. I think that's gonna do it. Now this is gonna take us to our first break. We're gonna be right back to discuss the latest news in gaming from Blizzard right after this quick commercial. I mentioned last week that the show is now sponsored by Guild Launch. Okay, so I invite you to please enjoy our new Guild Launch commercial that I spent oodles of time on, and I would like to thank Breakdance. At break_TE on Twitter, good friend and Twisted Nation member, for helping me with this commercial. And so while you're listening, please do me a favor, tell a friend, tweet a friend, Facebook a friend, and let them know that you are listening to TwizzCast episode number 82.
Guild Launch.
Oh, hey, Breakdance, what's going on, man?
Oh, hey, dude. Check this out. Guild Launch.
Wow. You think I could give that a try?
Yeah, dude. It's totally easy.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Guild Launch. Guild Launch.
Maybe try a little bit bigger, like Guild Launch.
Okay, I follow you. Guild Launch. Guild Launch. Guild Launch.
Dude, do you even have Guild Launch?
No. Actually, I don't. Do you think that might be my problem?
Dude, with easy-to-use tools for building your Guild's website, extremely affordable payment options, the fact that you can easily view it on your browser and mobile phone, and to top it all off, customer service that is second to none, yeah, I can see why you're not working. You're broken, dude.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that if I'm not using Guild Launch, then that is a problem that I'm going to need to fix.
Yeah, I'd say so, dude.
Okay. Well, you know what? There's no time like the present. Guild Launch.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
Just go. Get fixed. You're killing me.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I figured I would just give it one last shot.
Guild Launch.
This is Ryan Winson of Upheaval Arts, lead developer on StarCraft Universe, and you are listening to TwizzCast.
Okay, the BlizzPro news is sponsored in part by GuildLaunch.com. If you are not part of the Twisted Nation because you have a family guild of your own, that's totally awesome, and I'd like to help you with that. So Guild Launch offers a ton of features for creating a website that you and your guild can be proud of, as well as forums, Mumble servers, and it's not going to break the piggy bank to have this either. So you can go to guildlaunch.com today and get your awesome guild website up and running, or you can keep listening to TwizzCast and find out how to get a coupon code that gives you 1 free full year of Guild Launch with all the bells and whistles. Free. Ding, ding, ding goes the trolley. So the Twisted Nation will be unveiling its Guild Launch website in the very near future. So be sure to check that out. As always, everybody, we're going to bring you up to speed on some of the articles that you may have missed on BlizzPro.com. We don't cover the articles that, we just think are good or anything like that. Basically, when it comes to all of the news that is being released from Blizzard Entertainment, BlizzPro has something on it as soon as it gets officially released. So if you like what you're about to hear, make sure you go over to BlizzPro.com and check out the vast amount of articles that we did not have time to cover on the show. So, not to keep beating on the old Hearthstone bandwagon, but one of the things that I want to make everybody aware of is that Test Season 2 is ending soon. Okay? According to community manager Eritil, if you haven't gotten to rank 1 in Hearthstone, you had better get to work soon because the season ends on January 31st, which is, if you're in the chat room right now, that's tomorrow. After that, everyone will start over again at rank 25 and start working their way back up the ladder again. I think the highest that I made it was rank 12 this season, but right now I keep floating around 13 or 14, and I hope when the game goes into full swing that the seasons are extended. I don't know if that's something that's going to happen or not. Personally, now this is just me, I feel that if you have a longer season, if you rank up higher, it makes you want to play better, and it makes the matches even more intense. Thoughts on this?
Definitely. I haven't gotten high in the ranks, but I think once you start having high expectations of yourself, it gets a lot more intense. I can say streaming Hearthstone makes the matches a lot more intense than playing them off stream.
Yeah, especially because then people are judging you.
Why'd you play that? You suck. Do you know what Hearthstone is? How do you math?
You have no idea. When you have 4,000 people watching you and you do like the dumbest move in history, you will just get like 15 walls of people calling you an idiot. It's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they make it similar to StarCraft's ladder seasons. They're about 2 or 3 months. They're a little longer than they've had these ones. And yeah, definitely in StarCraft, as you grow up the ladder, the competition just gets way more intense and a lot closer together.
Yeah. I feel if I had 2 months and it took me, a month and a half to get up to rank 5, you would better believe that every one of them cards that I play means something even more, and I'm really choosy about how I want to build my deck and go from there. So, but I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. You guys, I can't help but think that maybe they're just only 1 month long because it's in beta right now, and they just want to be able to test the wipe and the start over. Or the
restart I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Definitely.
Right. Yep. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But just so you guys know, it ends on January 31st. That is tomorrow. And if you're listening to this on the download, that is today. So make sure that I don't know if you're listening to this today on the download, you might be.
SOL.
Yep.
Yep.
You might be.
I haven't been keeping up with Hearthstone, but I heard that they're making like a league just for people who have gotten past rank 1. Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't. That doesn't mean that they're not though. See, I don't know. I don't think I like that idea.
They do that in StarCraft right now with Grandmaster League, pretty much.
Do they? Well, yeah. I can see how they would probably carry it over then, but I don't know. It's like once you get to the top, why do you have to go to the tippy top? You're at the top. You're there, and if you can get there, then so be it. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of that idea, but they will most likely adopt that if they're already doing that.
It's the nature of a competitive game, so I mean, it's just going to happen.
It's the
naturally,
nature
I
of a
think.
game that has a future in esports.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, totally. Like any game that has a hardcore esports scene is going to have this like less than 1% of the players who are so hardcore about it that they just demolish everyone except for each other. So I think it's kind of useful to keep all those people with each other. Just okay, you guys play with each other, and we'll all play with ourselves, so we don't feel. Okay, that sounded really bad. We'll just play with people
We'll play
who
with
aren't
ourselves
suited.
because we're bad at this game.
Pretty much, that's what you do when you're bad at a game, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think there is some utility in separating the crazy good players that are playing it 12 hours a day from the rest of us.
Yeah. I mean, because what separates us right now is, will we take showers? I have special Twiz time with the wife. Yeah.
we have a life. I guess what you're saying.
Kind of, sort of. So yeah, this other thing that I do for 8 hours is a job. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I'm not looking down on them. Trust me. If I could sit on my butt and play Hearthstone 12 hours a day, I probably would.
Why
So
not?
they've got it figured out, and I don't. I'm the guy that's working, but whatever. So, the next article that I want to talk about is this past week, Blizzard gave us a sneak peek at all the goodies that are going to be in the Reaper of Souls Collector's Edition if you purchase the actual box at the store. As everyone knows, you can get the Deluxe Edition digitally, but it doesn't include some of the goodies that come with the Collector's Edition box. So here's a little bit about what you're going to see, okay? A 2-disc behind-the-scenes DVD. Now, some people might be like, okay, whatever, behind-the-scenes DVD. But listen. I watched what they put into the Mists of Pandaria behind-the-scenes DVD, and I was blown away at how entertaining and informational it was. I mean, honestly. But I don't know. I really have no doubt that it's going to be awesome and worth the watch. So I'm telling you right now, don't shrug it off, people. Don't shrug it off. If you get that, I mean, that's a cool thing. Thoughts?
Yes.
Yes,
Totally.
I'm obsessive about Blizzard games, which is probably why I'm on this show. I have the collector's editions of every Blizzard release dating back to the vanilla WoW. So, and this is like an instant buy for me. So, They're really fun. I love the behind the scenes DVD. Yeah, like you said, it's really informational, and you really get that hardcore fan gets that behind the scenes look that you normally just don't get to see.
Right.
And the art books are amazing.
Right.
Just amazing.
Yep.
I
absolutely.
believe on the DVDs you also get to see some exclusive interviews with some of your favorite Diablo 3 community members.
Yeah, I wonder.
There might be
that'd
one on the show.
Yeah, that'd be so crazy if you got to like watch an interview with me or something
That
on
would
the
be-
collector's edition DVD. Oh wait, you do!
Insane. So
Yeah,
that's
only reason
Tim.
you need right there to buy the collector's edition.
Is that really on there, dude?
Yeah, they interviewed me and Datmods and Moldrin and Athene and Inigo. Inigo later got banned, so who knows if his interview is going to show up on there. I'm pretty sure it will, though. But yeah, a lot of streamers, they just interviewed us about like the fact that we have no lives and we stream all the time and what keeps us going and all
don't
that.
take
That guy
showers.
that Twiz was just making fun of.
Yeah. Exactly.
Me, right there, no
Wow.
showers.
No showers. No nanny time either. So,
Showers overrated.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was really cool. They interviewed us all on stream because they wanted to get us like streaming for the interviews, and so we all had to make up what we were doing because we couldn't tell them about it. So like, yeah, Athene made up some like German company that was interviewing him for some product or something.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
I didn't even say I was in camera until like a boom mic came into my webcam, and people were like, "Why is there a boom mic there?" And so I had to make up something.
Oh god, dude. That's funny. That's funny. Dude,
Yeah,
I would
but
have.
yeah, that's on the collector's edition.
And you. I heard you were wearing a bikini for it. So that's
Yes,
pretty cool.
and I'm also wearing a bikini
Yep.
and my head shaved.
Yep.
I heard that you were wearing a beard kini.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, if we want to be specific, wear facial hair,
Beard
but
king.
no nipples are shown. It's completely PG.
Good.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right.
Disappointing.
Good deal. Well, all right. We covered the behind the scenes DVD with Archon in a beard bikini. There's the Reaper of Souls art book, which again, very cool. I've got the Mists of Pandaria art book. It's absolutely amazing. I have the Rift art book. It makes a phenomenal cup holder. And I'm just sorry. Oh, here comes all the Rift hate mail. Whatever. You're such a fanboy, Twiz. So
everyone makes mistakes.
I was making a joke. Is all it was. Take it for face value, people. Also, you get the actual in-game CD-ROM, not in-game CD-ROM, but the game itself, the CD-ROM itself. You get that. I don't think there's anything special than from that or what you get from the regular package. You get the soundtrack to Reaper Souls if you want a little taste of that. We have all of the tracks on the Blizz Pro YouTube channel. You can listen to the soundtracks there. And it's got the same game content that comes with the Digital Deluxe Edition. So you get the whole package deal. So it's They released a really nice thing, and I didn't have time to grab the picture of it. Usually I have a picture of these types of things to put on the stream, and yeah.
You lose!
Can I plug something really quick? It's related to the collection edition. If you're in the Southern California area, Blizzard hasn't announced anything yet, but they haven't not ever done this. They tend to do a release event the night before the game launches, and they're an absolute blast. If you're in the area, watch Blizzard's site. I'm sure they'll announce it in the next month or so. Come and check it out. I will be there. Some of the other, I think, Blizz Pro people will be there. Come say hi to us. Come get your box signed by a bunch of devs. That's the only reason my box is full of signatures. It's really cool and totally worth going to.
The 12-year-old in me is...
DJ Tyrant has a full box.
Yeah.
Me and Rep are the same thing.
Box full of Blizzard.
Oh my gosh, the 12-year-old in me is running rampant
your
right
box
now.
stuff, did the official Blizzard
Get
site.
your box filled by
That's
Blizzard
right.
devs.
By Blizzard devs.
That sounds like a dream.
Yep. Get it signed and looked at.
It might be some sort of weird fan fiction. They just opened that forum about fan fiction, right?
I have a feeling you have no clue what we're talking about, dude.
That's okay.
It's all right, brother. We love you just the same. But yeah, like I said, the 12-year-old in all of us just came tearing out.
Yeah, me and
I
Rep.
use it too. I don't know why tonight. It's not. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh god. All right.
Yeah, you didn't mention, but you said the collector's edition comes with the digital deluxe edition stuff as well. But there's a lot of cool stuff in there, like Reb would enjoy a bunch of cool transmog items.
Pets.
Pets.
Cool looking.
Yep.
Pets.
The,
Stuff, yeah.
Pets. And they also have the doggy.
Doggy?
Yeah, the doggy. Your friend that follows you around in the game.
Yes, you do. I
the
can't
dog.
remember what it is, but you get the doggy.
It's a dog, yes.
doggies. Yay for doggies. I've said that.
Look it up. We're not going to tell you everything. You got
right. You gotta go to the.
I've always said doggies.
You got to go to the
Are the
Blizz
best
Pro
part
article
of-
and look it all up. So
Yes.
that's right.
We're just going to point you in the right direction. The
That's
rest is
right.
up to you.
So.
Okay. So, anyways, there was another article that got put out. It's on the Diablo.blizzpro.com website, and it covers changes to gambled legendaries, bounty hot fixes, and the lower difficulty feature for hardcore. It doesn't sound like it's anything super major, but there is one or two points that are really worth mentioning about this. So, Archon, you want to bring us up to speed on this?
Yeah, so two quick things. Really cool article. You guys should totally go over to blizzpro.com and check it out because there hasn't been a lot going on in Diablo, and there's some quick updates here. But one of the bugs that's on the current version of the PTR is that when you get legendaries through gambling, meaning you spend blood shards you got from bounties to gamble on an item, which potentially gives you a legendary, you don't get that legendary for transmog gear because you never identified it, and you only get transmog when you identify stuff, and gambled stuff already comes identified. So they are planning on fixing this. It's just a bug in the PTR. Don't worry. If you gamble for legendaries and Reaper of Souls, you'll still get them as transmog gear. So that was kind of a small note. The other note was a little bit more interesting. Right now, on any version of the game while you're playing, you can open up the menu and hit lower difficulty, and it immediately lowers the difficulty by 1 step without you having to leave the game. and you could just keep spamming it. So you could go from the top difficulty to the lower difficulty just by pausing the game, opening the menu, and hitting that button. So you can, at any point, choose to lower the difficulty, and that includes hardcore, which means right now in the game, if you get into a really tricky situation on a high difficulty level in hardcore, you can quick pause, lower it all the way down, and then one-shot everything and get your way out. And so I think they're making the right decision here. They decided that you won't be able to lower the difficulty on hardcore, only on normal mode. So you can't just get out of the
Cheat
situation
your way out of
really
it.
quickly. Yeah.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
Can you do it in the middle of a boss fight? That seems a little.
You can, as far as I know, unless they've changed it. You can do it anytime you want. However, it's going to change your loot because your loot's based on the difficulty.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So in normal, it's not really an issue because if it's too hard for you, you lower the difficulty, but you already did part of it on a higher difficulty, and now you still have to finish it on the lower difficulty, but you're only getting the lower difficulty reward. So it really only seems a problem on hardcore. But there was one other Diablo update that came out today, if I can just piggyback it onto this.
Totally, man.
Because I thought it was kind of interesting. When the beta first came out, they had this really cool feature that I loved. Actually, I was lucky enough to be able to talk to Wyatt Cheng about it before they put it in, and I thought it was such the coolest idea. When you're casting any spell that costs resource, and you don't have enough resource to cast it again, it'll automatically switch to a spell that generates resource instead, which is usually one of your primary skills.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, that is really cool.
I thought it was, a really cool feature, especially for us lazy people that don't like hitting a lot of buttons. We'd rather hit one. And so, basically, you just have your Spirit Spender, or Arcane Power Spender, whatever class you are. You can hold that down, and you don't have to watch your resource during the fight and then constantly switch based on whether you have enough resource or not. You can just hold it down and pay attention to the fight. And I loved it. It was actually one of my favorite things about Reaper of Souls, even though it's like the simplest change ever. And they decided to get rid of it. They decided that it's too easy and they'd rather you have to manage your resource during the fight. And I'm really hoping they change their mind. Because they said you're not making enough decisions during that time. But I really feel like the decision is in choosing your skills. And then during the fight, you get to kind of see that manifestation of your decision. Even though you're only holding down one button, you still see your decision being made as the two spells are being cast. But a lot of players are upset right now that they're getting rid of that feature.
I think a good crossover. Sorry, Reb. For those of you who are WoW players, especially Hunter players, it sounds like to put this in WoW perspective. If you're playing a Hunter, basically you would use one ability that just totally takes your focus down to 0, and once you play that ability and you don't have the focus, it automatically goes to whatever ability generates your focus. So that's kind of like, that's basically what he's saying in a WoW perspective, which I wish WoW would adopt something like that. I think that would maybe work, but I don't know. Rotations are pretty intricate sometimes, so maybe that wouldn't work. And macros,
so like doing your arcane
macros
shot and then just doing your steady shot, like once you burn through all your focus.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I remember like one button macros from WoW where you would just prioritize all of your skills, like 20 skills in the order of priority, and then you would hit that one macro and it would hit whatever skill was at the top of the priority list that was able to cast. And I think at that point it's too far, right? You're not even looking at your spell bar, you're just holding down one button and letting it cast whatever it needs to. But I think when it just comes between two skills, it's fine. Let it be a little bit easier for the player. Because really, is it that much fun to stare at your resource bar and switch between two skills? I mean, we want to give the players more decisions, but those decisions should be fun to make as well, right?
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
So yeah, I'm hoping they change their mind, but right now they're backtracking to what it is in vanilla Diablo.
Okay. All right, very good. Just so you guys know, we're all Hearthstone cards right now.
Oh yeah, we are. Wow, I didn't even see that. That's awesome.
I switched this.
When did you do that?
Just like I don't know, maybe 10 seconds ago, 15 seconds ago, something like that. So
that's so cool. While we're off topic, your new guild launch commercial was awesome. I couldn't help but to laugh right in the middle of it.
Thank you. That's right. I rickrolled my entire listening base.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh gosh. So I want to give a shout out to Battle Panda. He made these cards, and he was like, Reb Neuros.
That's
Fire
pretty
would be fabulous.
Anyways, and he made one on the fly for DJ Tyrant too. So,
That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Yep. So, anyways,
Very nice.
very cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack like that. I just realized I had it and I forgot to use it. Battle Panda from Open Raid. Yeah, he sent that and he did a good job on it. So, very cool. Very cool. So, all right, the next article that I want to talk about. This is really cool. All right, guys, hear me out on this. This is the Warcraft movie. Okay, it has wrapped up its first week of shooting. Earlier this week, Warcraft movie director Duncan Jones tweeted out from Vancouver that he had been on numerous sets and how awesome they were. He said that he got to visit Duratan's hood. He was getting gangster, I suppose. And he was also at a pub. Now, personally, when I think that he's at a pub, it was likely like a scene that would maybe revolve around dwarves. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, what's he holding when you hear this?
Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft.
You
Dwarves
know?
are alcoholics.
That's right. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, I totally lost my place in here. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, there we go. But anyways, yeah. The main point of all this is to get excited that the filming is happening. And we only have to wait 25 months to cover it. So everybody, please stay tuned to episode 2381 of TwizzCast, and we will be covering it. We'll be covering it here on the show. But no, there was, you know, I mean, I want to throw that out there. He threw some tweets out there where he's talking about the sets and he was flying all over the world and racking up all these air miles and stuff like that. So pretty exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, and actually, I went to an event at Blizzard actually earlier this week, and Frank Pierce confirmed that did in fact happen in there, and how excited they were that it was finally happening, pretty much.
Yeah, it's so crazy to think when they first announced they were making this movie.
2007.
2007?
I remember BlizzCon 2007, and we sat in that panel. We were so excited, and then no news till like 5 years.
Yeah, seriously, I feel like I was a kid when they announced that. It's been so long.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the fact that he's already talking about it, I hope that he continues it. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, this keeps the excitement going and everything like that. You hear a little bit. I hope it's not one of those things like, you know, for like a month, he throws out tweets or whatever, and then, you know, what you just talked about happens again, where it's like, you know, a year and a half goes by and we don't hear squat, you know, and it's like one day we wake up and it's like, oh, hey, the Warcraft movie is going to be out next month. Look at that. I forgot about that, you know? So, anyways, but so get excited about that, guys. It's happening right now, and he's tweeting about it. Gears are going. Very excited. So, let's see here. The last article that I want to cover. This is insane, guys. Okay, this week Blizzard did something that I've not seen anyone else do, or at least do as well. They released a huge graphic that talks about all the stats that WoW has seen over its lifespan. As a player, the numbers are impressive to say the least. As a non-player, it really makes you feel like you should be trying this game, and you're missing out by not doing so. So it did a lot of good, in my opinion. Here are some of the statistics that stood out to me that I found to be the most interesting. And again, these are just a couple of them. There's the links and everything to the entire graphic are at TwizzCast.com. I can't put the graphic on the screen right now because it's too big. Like, it's an entire long page. So yeah. Anyways, a few of the stats that I thought were kind of jaw dropping. Currently, there have been over 100 million players that subscribe to the game. That is the equivalent,
crazy.
Right? That is the equivalent of Germany, Belarus, and Sweden's population altogether, or 2 South Koreas. Which, at the same time, I don't know if it's more impressive that WoW had 100 million players playing, or South Korea has 100 million people. So, yeah. So
50 million.
Well, yeah, but it's 2 South Koreas, so that'd be 100 million.
Wait, 100 million is 2 South Koreas, right?
Yeah.
How do I math?
Yeah.
So South Korea has 50 million?
Has 50. That's what I said,
Right.
wasn't it? I forgot to carry the 1.
Sorry. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
You lose! Good day, sir!
I might have misheard. I don't know. So.
No, that was me. I screwed up the math. I didn't carry the 1, and So, anyways, it's called a population of 700 public school education. What do you want? Anyways, yeah. That's unbelievable. 100 million people have tried your game.
Dude, that is really crazy. Because really, the numbers you normally hear are around 10 million. Because you always hear the amount of active subscribers.
Right.
But, I guess if a farmer signs up for 50 accounts,
sure,
it probably still counts as 50 people, right?
You've got to. But, that's a number you can't ignore. Because how can you tell which is a farmer, which is a bot, which is whatever? You can't tell. So you have to, now what they can do is say we have 100 million subscriptions. In our estimate, 30 million of them are bots or hackers or whatever. But even still, 70 million, that's not anything to sneeze at. So, but at the same time, you got to keep in mind the game's been around for 9 years. That's going to happen. You know what I mean? We've seen the escalation of vanilla up into Burning Crusade and then into Wrath and everything, and the numbers kind of went all over the board, and they're down right now to somewhere in the ballpark 7.6, 7.7 million active subscriptions. But over that time, people come and people go, and people stay and people leave. So, that's like that with anything.
Give me some more numbers, Twiz.
I will. 9 million guilds have been created. 9 million guilds.
Wow.
Gosh.
That's incredible.
Yep. There are 500 million characters in WoW, and there are also 316 million people in the United States. So, put those two numbers. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You completely skipped over the fact that Alliance completely beats Horde, though.
Completely beats Horde by like 2%?
Yeah, like a really big 5%, actually.
Well, that's because...
But it's like, 32% of all Alliance players are, human? And they're boring people.
Yeah.
But boring people count as much as normal people, I think.
I think it's just easier to bot in Alliance zones, personally.
Yeah.
I'd say about 5% easier. That's just me, though. WoW Wiki has 100,000 pages of content.
I believe it. I think I've read probably 53,000 of those pages.
Holy cow. When was the last time you showered? Holy buckets. The combined soundtrack length is over 3,900 minutes, which is the equivalent of 44 CDs of music. Whatever the hell a CD is. I can't remember the last time I saw one of those. Every day, there are over 900,000 raids, dungeons, and other PvE instances run, and 670,000 PvP arenas, rated BGs, and battlegrounds.
Whew.
It's a lot of server infrastructure. I'm just trying to think about that.
I know.
That's a lot of money, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to really think about, server stability. When you've got, even into a dungeon where you've got 5 random people that could be from different servers that all get into one dungeon, at the same time, and then you have to have a queue system and a line system, and 900,000 a day, and that's LFR, that's Flex, that's 10, that's 25-man, that's, regular heroic 5-man dungeons, that also includes, oh my gosh, what's the other one? It's not the Proving Grounds. Scenarios.
Are you talking about scenarios?
Yes. Yep, that's what it is. Scenarios.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that scenarios were in the game.
Yeah, right.
And heroic scenarios.
Yep.
Yeah.
2.8 million gold is traded every day via the auction house, which is twice the amount of money exchanged on eBay on a daily basis. So put that in your wallet for a second.
Like if you equate 1 gold to $1?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
I have to mention something else you passed over. Rarest pet in the game, tiny red carp. Any Pokemon fans, is this a reference to Magikarp?
I don't know. I'm not a Pokemon guy.
I think so.
Magikarp in Pokemon did nothing, but he evolved into Gyarados, which was awesome. Tiny red carp must be Magikarp callback.
I don't know.
Sorry, I keep derailing the conversation here.
It's okay. It's all right, man. Just you and Carp, dude. It's good.
Yeah, it's not like Carp. That's all there is to it.
Right. That's right. Everybody, look. I like Carp.
That's the best use of Inception button I've ever seen.
Absolutely, dude. It was yeah, that was the pinnacle of the conversation right there. So, but you know what? There's a ton of other fascinating facts that are a part of this infographic, and we'll have the links to everything in the show notes, so you can check it out for yourself and read some of these pretty amazing statistics that Blizzard's come out with.
They are pretty amazing, Twiz. I mean, those are staggering numbers. It's hard to wrap your mind around the concept of those numbers. And although that graphic is huge and covers a lot of ground, I can't help but think that there were some numbers that were left out that were equally as important.
I would think that you are right, Reb. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 3 most magical words you are going to hear on this show. Off we go. The top 10 important numbers that were left off of the WoW infographic. Ringing in at number 10, of the 500 million characters in WoW that were created, 350 million of them have made anal jokes in trade chat.
Number 9, 850 million WoW videos have been created since the game started. Half of them are pornographic in some way, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
Number 8, Garrosh has caused over 250 million deaths, and the elevator boss is responsible for twice that amount.
Number 7, 2.8 million gold is traded every day via the auction house. It would probably be 5 million if it wasn't for the moron that undercuts everyone by 1 copper.
Number 6, 11 million achievements are earned every day in Azeroth. 22 million eyeballs are being lost to pencils going through them due to trying to get those achievements.
The number 5 important number that was left off of the WoW infographic. World of Warcraft has over 5 million likes on Facebook. Justin Bieber has over 62 million. What is wrong with this picture, people?
Number 4, 900,000 PvE instances are ran on a daily basis. 1.6 million items are ninja'd. On a side note, you're only level 32. You'll get better gloves eventually. In the meantime, I just earned a whopping 7 silver from the vendor.
Big win!
Number 3, there are over 87 million views on the official World of Warcraft YouTube channel. 86 million people commented about how the game is dead and they hate it, yet they still took the time to follow it, watch it, and comment on it. Psst, you're doing it wrong.
And number 2, since Mist of Pandaria's launch, 11 million Pandaren were added to the census. Currently, there are 22 million gnomes in Azeroth, but if they stand on top of each other, they equal the size of 1 normal character. So in essence, the Pandaren and gnome population are exactly equal.
They're short. What do you want? Hey. And the number 1 most important number that was left off the WoW infographic. 1.6 million people type and /joke every day in World of Warcraft. 1.8 million make actual jokes about Jobu's mom.
Yeah.
My name is Fugs.
My name is 30 Orc.
My name is Parisian.
Fred the Bull.
Drathan.
Barry.
Brand. Myro Indoor.
My name is Cal.
Julius.
My name is Shodina.
Blue.
Speedy.
Maslu. Misaki.
I play Resto Druid.
Orc Hunter.
I play a Restoration Druid.
Shaman.
Windwalker Monk.
Survival Hunter.
Assassination Rogue.
Windwalker Monk.
Beast Mastery Hunter. A Arcane Mage.
Survival Hunter.
Windwalker Monk.
Prot Fury Warrior.
Windwalker Monk.
I play a Fire Mage.
I'm from Randolph, Utah.
In Springfield, Missouri.
I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
San Diego, California.
Michigan.
I am from Denmark, Europe.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Jefferson, Louisiana.
Des Moines, Iowa.
Boulder, Colorado. Algonquin, Maine.
Brisbane, Australia.
Hamilton, Texas.
And I am in Twisted Empire.
I am in Twisted Kingdom.
And I'm in Twisted Legion.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Kingdom.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Nation.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Kingdom. Twisted Nation.
And I am the GM of Twisted Dynasty.
And I'm the GM of Twisted Raiders.
I am the GM of Twisted Legion.
And I am the GM of Twisted Raiders Hero.
And I am the GM of Twisted Kingdom.
My name is Twiz, and I run the Twisted Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, in the past year, we have expanded. What started out as Twisted Empire has now become 6 guilds large and consists of a nation of people who have the right attitude when it comes to gaming. I was once told that a solid team is made up of good attitudes and not elitists, and that is the foundation that we are all standing on. We've expanded into 3 US Horde guilds, 2 US Alliance guilds, and 1 Horde guild in the EU. 2 of the guilds that wear the tag Twisted Raiders are powered by Open Raid and dedicated to raiding old content at level. Again, it's enjoying the game with good people and keeping the passion alive. One game can lead to burnout though, so we embrace all Hearthstone, Diablo, and StarCraft players as well. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to play any game you'd like in a good family. Twisted Nation, Horde, and Alliance on Kultiris US. Horde on Magtheridon EU. Welcome home. Okay, let's jump into the old mailbox here. Mailbox, oh goodness. And, yeah, you know what? We had, like I said, it's feast or famine. Last week we had like 37 emails, and this week we have 1. And it's okay. I'm good with that. But it is from our faithful friend and co-host of the Spotlight, another one of the BlizzPro.tv shows, the one of the lead hosts, Liz. And she writes in, "Hello, Twiz, Hoda." Well, actually, no, Hoda, you get no credit here, sir. You get no. You
lose. Good day, sir.
She says, "Hello, Twiz, DJ Tyrant, Archon, and Reb. See, Reb, you get the smiley face this time, because she had a smiley face in there. Anywho, I was watching the Heart of the... Or no, I keep wanting to say Heart of the Storm. Yeah, I keep wanting to say Heart of the Swarm. Me
too!
Too many hots going on around
Same
here.
abbreviation there.
Yep.
Just call it Heroes. That's what Blizzard wants it referred to.
Heroes of the Swarm.
Heroes of the Swarm. So I was watching the Heroes developer Q&A, and I noticed that one of the things they said was that the heroes can fight with and against each other freely because they are in a nexus where lore does not matter. Now, one of the things the community has been questioning is, why would Arthas fight with or against Diablo, etc.? Apparently, the heroes all have dialogue of sorts with which, with each other as they gather for the match, and one-liners during fights and at kills based on who their opponent was. Does this mess with your concept of who these characters are, or does it work for you in this Nexus setting? Great show as always, Liz.
Can I go first?
You can go first.
Okay. It doesn't really mess with my mentality, because the way that I'm looking at this is the way that I approached other MOBAs that I've played, where you are the summoner and you are summoning a specific champion or a specific character that you are like fighting through, and you're using their abilities in that particular instance. And say if you want to go to a different match, you want to summon a different champion and fight through them. So it's like the same concept. So here it's like, oh, I've mastered Arthas, and I'm going to summon Arthas to do my dirty deeds and go get me some roses and take me out on Valentine's Day.
And make me a sandwich.
You know? That's how I look at it.
Okay, well, first of all, I like that you wish Arthas would take you out for Valentine's Day, but I think that it's clear there are no summoners in Heroes of the Storm. But good news.
Hang on, give me that butt again. Give me that butt again.
Yes, I will give you all of this butt. No one cares about lore, so it doesn't matter anyways. Next question.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think I agree with Rep. I think you need to take your lore brain out and set it to the side and just have some fun. That's basically what it is.
Yep.
I'm really excited that they're gonna have the one-liners between certain heroes, because Dota 2 does a really, really good job at that. And it's really fun, and it really adds another layer of character development in the game. And especially with Blizzard and their rich character worlds that they already have, it's just icing on top of icing.
Oh, I like that. Sour cream on top of sour cream on top of
icing
chocolate.
on top of ice cream. And ice cream.
There we go.
And
Ice cream cake.
I'm
Ice
hungry now.
creamception.
Ice cream inside of ice cream?
I'm hungry. Chat room, are you hungry? I'm hungry. Okay. So,
Some ice creamception.
me personally, like, I've been playing all these games without a lore background anyway. Like, if I was putting into an instance where I was Thrall and I was partnered with the Lich King, it's like, all right, dude, do your job, and I'm going to do mine, and let's get through this thing. You know, I don't really, yeah. So, when it comes to my personal opinion about this, I'm all about the gameplay and the hero's abilities and everything like that. And to me, I'm sorry, lore doesn't matter.
There it goes, a little delayed, but yeah, I feel like we're really divided as gamers into two categories. The gamer that really wants to get into the world, understand the lore, know what their place is in the story, and fulfill that role. And then those of us that just want to play the game.
Sure. And also on a side note, Sidriel in the chat room says, Archon, would you be flattered if I said I wanted your children and or lifelong commitment?
Yeah. Think about it for a second, Sidriel. Give me a day or two.
I have to ask the manager. That was awesome, dude. Oh, gosh. So, anyways, but no, good question. You know what? Lore is important to some people. It's a huge part of the gameplay, and it's like, how does this all work, you know, or whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, they want this type of platform of the game, and I think it's all about the fun of the game and working together as a team. They give you enough perks in the game for working together as a team and not trying to benefit yourself and everything like that, that it doesn't matter who's fighting alongside you. You're all a team working together for the same thing, and that's the point that I believe that they're trying to get across to everything. So, yeah, I think that kind of overrides the lore aspect, but that's just me.
And how often do you get to see Illidan take on a Steed Shank?
Wow.
Touche.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Even though I'm not into lore, stuff like that does sound really cool. Like I think for those of us that don't really get into lore, we still secretly have a small place in our heart for lore. It's just a lot smaller than everyone else's place for it.
It's just not as large. So
exactly.
Oh gosh. Well, anything else on that, guys? Anything else? No.
No. Other than
I think we're
excited.
just waiting and seeing for more info on heroes.
Well,
yeah,
that's all we can do at the time. So
pretty awesome.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring this episode of TwizzCast to a close. Chat room, I cannot thank you enough for coming and joining us and having fun. And I mean, seriously, we're keeping you entertained, but reading everything you guys are typing, is like uber entertaining. So, you know, that you guys help fuel the show. Quick things that I want to bring up before we blast out of here. Number one is we are available on the for the Stream Awards from Blizzard. If you want to vote for TwizzCast, we are on there, as well as Archon. Archon is he is in the what is the best Diablo streamer category?
Yeah,
or something?
Diablo 3 streamers.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. So, and if either of us win our categories, the prize pool is going directly to Extra Life charity. So,
yeah.
You know, whatever. We don't care if we win, but if we win, that's where it's going. Just letting you guys know. So, that's that. Real quick, mention of our sponsors, Doghouse Systems. If you're going to be upgrading your computer rig, use the coupon code TWIZ at checkout. That's going to double your RAM all the way up to 32 gigs for free. Totally for free. And customer service, there's nothing worse than having your computer go down when you need it the most. And Doghouse Systems, you can call them and talk to the dude that built your computer. It's insane. It's, hey, Bob. Yep, she's down, Bob. And Bob's going to be like, oh, dude, I put that screw in, and you got to do this, and blah, blah, blah. And you're up and running. I mean, it's amazing. And they take care of their customers. It may not be that easy.
Bob's great.
Bob is great, isn't he, though? I keep thinking of the Cialis commercial, where it's like, meet Bob. Bob is blah blah blah. You remember that?
I don't remember any
Yeah.
of these commercials, but it's totally why you're awesome at coming up with commercials for the podcast. I don't remember them until I hear your imitations of them.
Oh, dude. Well, I appreciate that. I guess. Yeah, I think that was a good compliment. So
somewhere in there.
But anyways, call Bob if you have any computer problems, and he will hook you up. But Twiz at checkout, 5 letters, TWIZZ, doubles your RAM for free. /loot.com, get yourself a TwizzCast t-shirt. Spread the love. They're perfect for weddings, bar mitzvahs, funerals, doggy day graduation from doggy school.
I don't know when this stopped being true.
What's that?
I said I don't know when this stopped being true. I don't know where to
just
stop following.
I have no clue what's happening right now. And so, also SteelSeries, some of the best gaming gear, and GuildLaunch.com. If you're not part of the Twisted Nation family, head over to GuildLaunch.com and utilize their services to put an awesome website together, get your Mumble server together, and be proud of the guild that you are in. Is there, you know what, real quick, Mr. DJ Tyrant, first off, thank you very much for pinch hitting at such short notice. Is there anything you'd like to say before we get out of here, sir?
Not too much else. Just keep following us on BlizzPro, obviously, and follow me if you want at DJ Tyrant on Twitter. I have been trying to stream more just to do it. Just follow me on Twitter if you can.
Yep. Good game. And Mr. Archon, sir.
Yeah, Miss Archon here, reporting for duty. DJ Tyrant, that was awesome. Thanks for joining us for the show. It was a lot of fun. I think this, like all shows, was our best show ever.
I like your style, sir. I like your style. Reb?
About an hour in, it becomes the best podcast ever.
That's right. That's exactly right.
No, seriously. I have to say, gaming will be whatever you want it to be. So, Nephilims, Tyrael is out.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No idea what that means, but hell yeah. Good game. All right, everybody. So, on behalf of myself, BlizzPro, and the TwizzCast crew, we encourage you to game safe, love one another, and please, everybody within the sound of my voice, take care. Hey guys, you've been listening to TwizzCast, the official podcast of BlizzPro.com. You can follow us all on Twitter at TwizzCast, at TwizzTE, at TankThatReb, and at Willie_Foss. The show notes and articles that we discuss can be found at BlizzPro.com. And if you'd like to drop us a line, send the email to podcast@BlizzPro.com. Thanks again, and we will catch you next week.